Can you see the sweat on my shirt? Like, real quick?
No. I can.
Blood.
I can't.
Yeah, we could.
You got the white one?
I'm fucking up right here.
Ugh.
I got you. Y'all know, I didn't do this last time.
Wow, this is amazing, Easton. I've been knowing you since what, 6, 7 years old?
Joining camp, way back in the
camp,
day.
way back in Santa Barbara.
Right.
Amazing that we're at this point right here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on, about your upbringing, your work ethic. I know that you grew up in the program with Gil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my uncle.
Yeah.
I mean, from a basketball perspective, I think it's always been there. It's always been in the family. Dad played basketball, mom played basketball all 4 years in high school. You know, Dad went to the section championship. He had his dreams. Unfortunately, he didn't have that guidance. Always had support, big family support, but just never like that person in his corner to like teach him how to answer college calls, teach him what to do when you get a college letter. So from a basketball perspective, I think he learned how to deal with that, and he wanted to kind of live his dream through me. Not on purpose. He like introduced me to different sports.
Yeah.
But I just fell in love with basketball. And
tell me how was Gil such an influence on you coming from a small area? Because I know he brought a lot of kids, you know, trying to introduce them to the game. But I know he always talked about how special you was going to
right.
be.
I mean, my uncle, he actually was college roommates with my dad. He married my dad's sister, so my aunt. But he was just always a basketball head. Somebody like just fell in love with it after high school, didn't play. Started the nonprofit GBA with my dad and my family, helping like kids in East Salinas, where you know it's rough. A lot of Mexican, Latino kids, and it was just an outlet he wanted to create for kids and people. And he introduced me to basketball, him and my dad, on a trip to Salinas to visit my grandparents. Took me to get some Laker cards, so that's how I became a Laker fan. Introduced me to basketball with his son, Josue, who's actually on staff at Stanford as a basketball manager. So, you know, I'll be joining him there. But he just always believed in me, always gave me like that freedom to be myself. And I think that's where people see that in my game. He allowed me to do that, my dad allowed me to do that. So, you know, I owe him a lot. Shout out to GBA and Gil Basketball Academy.
Let's talk about your college decision. You decided to go to Stanford.
Right.
Why don't you tell us like what went behind that decision, why? We also know that you're a pretty academic kid, but I remember when you first came to the program, you told us like, hey, I'm going to school for a basketball school. I'm not trying to go to school just because it's an academic school. I want a good mix, and I want to be a place that's going to be competitive. So why don't you tell everybody about what went behind your decision to go to Stanford?
As a consumer, you have the ability to spend your money with businesses that make good products and have good purpose. That's exactly what our mattress partner Lisa does. Not only do they make the most comfortable mattresses that I've ever slept on, but they also donate a mattress to those in need for every 10 mattresses they sell. With over 37,600 mattresses donated to families around the country, Lisa is making a difference for where you and someone in need sleeps. Make sure to click the link in the bio to get your mattress today. What could possibly make the NBA playoffs, NFL, and college sports that much better? Winning money while rooting for your squad, that's what. Our partner, MyBookie, is running a promo that I might even have to get in on. If you use the promo code BALLISLIFE, MyBookie will match your deposit up to $1,000. Yes, you heard it right, $1,000. So that means if you deposit $100, you get $200 to play with. Dude, that is a win-win. So click the link in the bio to sign up today.
Yeah, I remember that conversation at Red Lobster. We were talking about making those college decisions like a year and a half from now. And, you know, we were on the phone every day that week talking about the logistics and the decision. So first, thank you for guiding me through that. I couldn't have done that without you. I always love you and the family. But choosing Stanford was I always knew it was gonna happen. But I'm a really proud kid, so I not hated, it's a strong word. I would dislike the stigma of, oh, he's just smart, so he's gonna go to Stanford. He's going there for academics. He's not taking it serious, he just wants to get the degree from there. That made me real mad, so I'd always kind of put Stanford off, even though, they're the best family basketball-wise in my whole recruiting process. Bigger schools started to get involved at the end, but I always knew where my home was. Coach Cohen, Coach Hass, Coach Pruitt, the video guy, the players, everybody there knew who I was. They appreciated me, so that went a long way. And just their vision for me, being the face of something special like that, bringing Maples back, helping them recruit, just doing all I can to bring that energy back to NorCal. It just made me fall in love with it. And
how about this? I got another question for you.
Yeah.
So you had, to me, what I felt was one of the best commitment videos.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was crazy, right? So all I remember is you were like, hey, I can't do this now because I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I thought that meant it was gonna be, a couple days.
Right.
But it was like a month.
Right.
So I was like,
right.
What is this kid doing? So let the people know, because to me, that might have been one of the most creative commitment videos I've ever seen.
Sacramento, California, the city where I grew up and call my home. At the age of 4, when I was first handed a basketball, the last thing that was on my mind was where I'd be going to college. Since that day, basketball has not only become a part of me, it's also been what I've dedicated my life to. I'm excited to announce that I'll be attending Stanford University. Go Cardinals.
So what went behind that? How'd you think of that? Because that guy's amazing.
Oh, David.
So now that I follow him,
David
I watch him,
Garibaldi,
he's amazing.
He's talented.
Yeah.
First of all, we have a lot of time on our hands now. So, I have more time to research and figure it out because my schedule's not as rigorous. It's still controlled, right? But you have more free time because, you're not doing much during quarantine. So I just want to do something nobody's ever done. So, it took a couple days of thinking, sitting back, reflecting. First, I reached out to the media guy. He works for the Kings. His name is Jake Soriano. He used to do Hoop Vision in Sacramento, which was the area's finest.
Yep.
Hoop mixtape, all those when those were big. So I knew him when he was filming A Day in the Life of Noah Blackwell. And I was 10 years old, and I put it through Noah's legs, and it was gonna be on the episode. But the episode never dropped. So then I reached out to him 2 weeks before I was gonna do it. 2 weeks before I was gonna tell Stanford. And then I saw David Garibaldi on TikTok. I was going through TikTok, saw him. And I remember one of my old trainers is best friends with him. So I called Brian Washington, he's a trainer from Sacramento. Asked me if he could put me on the phone with David Garibaldi. I had an idea to run by him. David fell in love with it. He was really accommodating. He represents Sac so good, and he sees me.
Did you get to keep it?
Yeah, it's in my room.
So you have
It's
that?
in my room, yeah.
Wow.
It's up in the room.
He nailed it too.
So then he was
nailed that painting.
Let's make it happen. Picked the date. Went to go shoot in downtown Sacramento because I wanted just to show Sac where I'm from, let people know that's always going to be home. And then just tell my story in a little speech I wrote.
I was telling you.
And saw the painting behind it, and yeah, it was cool. It meant a lot, especially for my family to see. Put my grandparents in there, put a little piece in Spanish. That was probably my favorite part. Just so they're not watching it not knowing what's going on, they can hear me speaking Spanish. So I know that means a lot to them.
That's right. Awesome. How about me? That's another question, because to me, I look at all this social media, right? And you're one of the guys who kind of the basketball pioneer on TikTok.
Right.
So give us your creative space on TikTok, man. You're the TikTok guy. You got 2.3 million on that one?
2.3 million.
That Stanford visit?
That got
unofficial?
3. They had
3 million.
Yeah.
3 million.
That was funny. Yeah, I started off at that Stanford visit.
Can you shout me out?
Go follow.
I only have 5,000 followers.
Compton Magic
I need more followers. I need more followers, bro.
We're gonna make one this weekend.
All right. Tomorrow I need one, like a dance or something.
Me and Kiki are gonna do one.
Oh yeah, Kiki.
She's more famous than I am.
There it is. TikTok, Kiki, Issa. Shout the Compton Magic out so we can get some followers.
Right. No, it just started.
Struggling right now in my TikTok.
It just started on that visit. I had my little sister just like record some little tidbits of like the photo shoot, just to get on video, just to see what we were gonna do. She ended up like sending me a couple. I put them in a TikTok, put a little sound behind it. We're driving home from the official, and then I see I woke up to my phone was just like, it was like 6 in the morning. It was like beep, 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 beep. And I was like,
going crazy.
And it had like 200,000, so I was like, oh, I must have been on a little For You page. So I turned my phone off because I had workouts. I don't like having it on all the time during workouts. Then I turned it back on, and it was like, it already got to 2 million. So I was like, what? This is crazy. And I know we were talking about it, just like, it's a different audience. Like you have,
it is a different audience.
Especially for basketball players, it's more like, it's not as many fans at first. It's like outsiders, young kids, girls. Like it's a whole different realm. So I mean that was cool. Social media is just something that's an app I just have fun with, dance on, and just be authentic. So
it's all branding too.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
It's all
on
branding
it.
too. All of us have had a hard time getting a good workout during this worldwide pandemic. If you're like me, I prefer having goals and a coach-led program to push me. The Tonal Smart at-home gym is capable of replacing every machine in the weight room with personal training programs already built in. Whether you're focusing on upper body, lower body, core, or high-intensity workouts, Tonal has it all. Let's not forget, no weights or racks and up to 200 pounds of resistance. And just want to let you guys know that this system is the best in-home system that you're ever going to see. Use the machine the pros use.
So being a young man growing up in the time what's going on now, how do you feel about the social issues that's going on now?
That's a great question. Me and Justin were actually talking about it on the car ride over here. I think it's imperative that people with platforms speak. I think a lot of people are scared to say something wrong, especially non-black kids. Myself, being Mexican, being a minority, still discriminated against just as much. But for me to relate that struggle to the struggle of the black community would be insensitive and wrong. So I think releasing a statement was really important, and I wanted to do that. So I consulted my dad, my aunt, my cousin, just people who I know. A few of my friends who, most of my friends are black, so I asked the parents, asking them for help. And I think it's important, like we just stick together, and I just would try to call out as many people who danced around saying Black Lives Matter, if we're being honest. Called out my school. Just trying to inform people, instead of just bashing everybody. I think it's important. They learn.
Do you think sometimes you do it in an artistic way? Because like Top said, you like being artistic and free spirited.
Not really. I think that one's a little more straightforward. Just because I want people to know. I try to do it like in an articulate manner, or just relate to whoever I'm talking to, just so they get the point. Because they'll be like, oh no, I get it, like I can feel their pain, and I'm just like, you won't ever. Like that's not ever gonna happen. You're not in a better position to speak just because you grew up with black people your whole life, which was what I did in basketball. A lot of people I know, but that doesn't make it, like, it doesn't certify you anymore to speak on it. But I think it's important. Like, silence is violence, so we sticking together and preaching the Black Lives.
I want to ask him something real quick, and this is a hard question to answer because it's a hard question for me to answer. But when you first saw George Floyd get his knee on his neck, what went through your head at that point?
you know, I really wanted to say something that day. But I just knew there was so much going on. So I wanted a day just to, you know, talk to people, talk to my friends, talk to family, talk to my trainer, talk to, you know, people who are close to me, whether they're, you know, Mexican, Black, Asian, like just talk. And then I wanted to say something the day after, because I knew just like the magnitude of what was gonna happen, which is needed, and I think it's gonna. I mean, with all we're doing here, we're gonna continue to push the narrative as basketball players, as minorities, as, you know, people that are trying to preach change. So I just wanted to give it a day to say something, and then just reach out to as many of my friends that I know have a big following and let them know, like, this is the time to say something. Don't, if you feel uncomfortable now, like I would ask somebody, like they'd say like they're uncomfortable with the topic, and I'd just be like, well, they're uncomfortable every day. You might walk into a building and feel uncomfortable. That's how minorities and the Black community feel all the time. So like, it's not the time to, you know, sit back and just watch and feel pain in silence. Like, vocalize it and mobilize. I try to tell people that. I don't know everything either, so I ask questions. I'm not just like telling everybody what to do, like I'm asking as well.
I have a question. How you feel about the brotherhood of Compton Magic, being a part of it?
There's nowhere else in the world where you're gonna get something like it. No other program. It's that simple. They can preach what they want. Nobody else is doing what we're doing. There's no other person like Etop, so I mean, that speaks for itself.
Whether you're a veteran to the game or a newcomer looking for your first dub, MyBookie makes it simple to bet and win money on the sports that you love. From money lines, spreads, and to game totals, you will never miss a single chance to get in on the action. But don't forget, you can enter the MyBookie Super Contest with just $10. This gives you a chance to win up to $100,000 in cash prizes. Easy. So make sure you click the link in the bio to sign up today.
Yeah, sorry to cut in, but go ahead.
This is a quick message too, because you know, like Etop said, you have a lot of following out there. What do you got to say to the next Hispanic, Latino, Mexican kid?
Yeah.
Because there's a kid looking up to you right now.
Right.
Say, I want to be like Issa. What do you want to tell him character-wise, the steps he needs to take?
Don't try to be anybody you're not. I think, especially in this day and age, like stay the course and believe. That's important, no matter how small you are. If you're small now, like just like I always tell my dad, like I will myself to grow. And even if you don't get there, like
You used to be little. I see now you're tiny.
There's always a way to do it. And that's to any kid, not just Latino kids, anybody, any race, anybody. Like you just gotta believe in yourself. Surround yourself with good people, which is I'm fortunate enough to have been able to do that. But for some people, it's impossible. So that's where you really have to stay really focused, work, and don't look at other people's paths. I think people do that all the time, especially with this social media world.
Exactly.
Like, dang, he's doing this. Why don't I have that offer? Why didn't they come to my game to film? And I think that's the bad part about social media. It's a really good tool. Me and Etop talk about it all the time. Like, it equates to a lot in the future, but it messes with a lot of kids. So don't worry about none of that, just work. Work harder than everybody.
How about this? So I remember before this spring, before we were supposed to play.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey man, like, what do I need to work on? You know, we've been trying to make our move on the rankings and make our move. And what did I tell you? I said, hey man, like, we gotta find a way for you to do what?
Go get some dunks in the game.
Get explosive.
Yeah, get explosive.
Get explosive. Yeah. So let's take this off key. Let's show them what you worked on.
All right.
Let's show them a little something. Let's go on this rim right now. Like, you know, it's crazy. It's like, before you were okay, you could dunk a little bit.
You allowing him to go off key like that? That's crazy.
We're going off key. We're going off
I don't
cue,
get no
man.
stretch.
Etop and Spoon show, baby.
I won't.
Ooh, that was nice.
Hey,
Hey, he got bouncy.
Hey, he killing me with the standstill, man.
Told him to get bouncy. He got bouncy. Hey! Ready? Hey! That's what I told him to do. Exactly what I told him to do. Get some bounce so we can get in this McDonald's game.
Come on, Smooth.
That's not gonna happen.
Where you want to be?
What?
No, there's no McDonald's game. There's gonna be no game.
Yeah.
Hold on, show him something though. Show him something real quick. Hold on. Show the camera, so this. Social consciousness. Breonna Taylor. Let's go.
That's good.
He made that shit.
One more. He made it, bounced in and out.
Damn, he cleared me too. God damn, he just got bounced.
My fault, Smooth. Scoot back a little bit.
Hey, where you want me at?
All right. Put your head down.
Oh, there it is.
No, run it back.
Teabag.
No.
Teabag
One more.
on spoonage.
No. Spoon, I won't hurt you.
Only on the Top and Spoon show. Teabags.
Hold on. I won't hurt you.
Come on, you gotta clear me like the first one you cleared me. Fuck you,
Top and Spoon Teabag show.
Down.
Come on, you gotta clear this
I
one.
promise you.
I ain't finna hear this one come off my
I promise you. Go. You don't post that one.
Fuck.
Hey, take it for the team, dog. Trying to get paid.
I need Kiki's camera. Yeah.
Hey! Exactly what I told him to do.
And
this
it's
ball
the
is
teabag.
slippery.
No, the Top and Spoon Teabag show.